Well, I've been really lucky in my career, and I've worked with a lot of great people. And besides making, of course, my own solo albums, which is about 11 solo albums, and I was able to work with Paul Simonon from The Clash. We put a band together with Nigel Dixon. Nigel Dixon was in a rockabilly band in England. They were all British except for me. And they thought Texas was the coolest thing ever. They have a thing over there. They think Texans, we're not quite Americans. We're different, they think. And, of course, we are Americans. And I don't know. I think they like the rebel history of Texas. I think that's what they like. Anyhow, they were very nice to me. And we also liked motorcycles a lot. And we met up in Los Angeles. Paul Simonon and Nigel Dixon had flown to America from England and bought Harleys in El Paso, Texas. So they're already connected to Texas. They stayed around El Paso thinking some good, bad, and the ugly magic was going to happen, which probably didn't. But that was a cool idea. I got it, and I agreed with it. Then they took their bikes and they rode to Los Angeles, where I was playing with one of the Sex Pistols we were going to do a tour, and I was backing him up, Steve Jones, from the guitar player from the Sex Pistols. Anyhow, he had a solo album out, and he needed a backup guitarist. So I told him I'd be happy to do it if he wants me to, and he did. And he also rides motorcycles, or did. I think he still does. And so I met up with him, and Paul and Nigel were there, and we started talking. And we didn't really talk about music at all. We talked about motorcycles and how much we enjoyed it, and its history, and the history of Harley Davidson, and things like that. And we got along well. And then one day we were all riding together. We talked. I guess maybe I mentioned it that they said something about they wanted to start a band, and I said, well, maybe we should get together and write some songs. And if we like the songs, maybe we should record a demo and see what it sounds like. And if we don't like them, we just go our merry way. It's fine. There was no pressure of any kind. So we decided to do that. So we wrote some songs. We wrote 3 songs. And one of them was the song Reach the Rock, which ended up being the single on our only album. And we recorded a demo. We thought it was good. We liked it. And then for some reason, they went back to England, and I can't quite remember exactly why. I think Paul had a future wife involved, and she ended up being our manager, which was a little bit Spinal Tap, which I'm not sure if that was right, but I did like. Her name was Trisha Romaine, and I liked her. I still like her a lot, and it was fine, really. And she did earn us money. We did make money. So that's the main thing. A lot of managers, somehow don't make money. Anyhow, they called me up, and after they'd been in England for a while, and I think they got another guitar player and a drummer over there, and they didn't treat them right. They were really kind of mean to those guys, like, I'm in the Clash, and you guys are small potatoes or something. They didn't treat those guys right, and it wasn't cool. And I heard about that. So anyhow, when they called me, they asked me to come over and write songs, and I said, sure, I'd love to. And of course, they were paying for me to come over there, and so I did. We wrote some songs, and then one day they said, "Well, would you like to go on tour, around Europe?" And we didn't have a record out, so nobody had heard our music. But I think based on the Clash connection, we could draw a good audience. So we did. and we had a great time, and we were having great fun. I didn't really like the drummer much. I thought he was okay, but he was kind of a weird dude, and started crying sometimes. Crying. I don't understand. I never will quite understand why. Anyhow, that was nuts. And so we went on tour. We had a great time. And then all of a sudden we were asked to go to Japan to be on a Japanese label and make a record. And that sounded good. And we could keep the masters and license them in England or America if we wanted to. So we went and did that. We went to Tokyo, made the record, and we needed a interpreter because the engineer could not speak English. Okay, that's all I'm going to tell you for right now.